Going on, Form? It's Dr. DV8. Just wanted to do a quick ride this morning before the weather sets in. What I want to talk about today is the cliches around a Busa. You know, when you talk to other sport bike riders, they're always about, Busa guys are always the guys that are wearing shorts and got their hat on backwards and no safety gear, and the bike is over customized and stretched. And I mean, is this how you guys see the Busa? Is this how your Busa is, maybe? Is it highly customized? And it's crossed my mind a couple times as to whether or not I wanted to, stretch my Busa. Well, also, let's get rolling because she's starting to get a little warm on my legs. All right. Yeah, I've thought about stretching my swing arm as well. I know that people say, well, if you stretch the bikes, you ruin the, geometry of the bike and so on and so forth. But honestly, I'm kind of a straight line guy. I don't mind doing a few windy curves here and there, but I'm by no means going to be dragging a knee and definitely not an elbow, you know what I'm saying? So, let's see if we can get out to the main road now. Don't know what you guys think about it, but that's kind of my thing. Oh, look at there, there's a train up there. Always, man. It's all right, we're going to keep this thing rolling. We're going to keep going. Carbon fiber rims will make it better and stuff like that. I don't know, guys. I just have a hard time believing that the carbon fiber rims are going to make that big of a difference. I'm sure to take some weight off the bike, but as for, being able to flick it and stuff, I don't know. The concerns that I have with carbon fiber is carbon fiber don't bend, it breaks, okay? And I've ridden, sport bikes for a long time, and I can tell you there's going to come a time in your life when you're going to hit something in the road. You're just not going to see it. The last time it happened to me, I was riding at night and there was a piece of channel iron, it looks like a U, steel piece of channel iron, and laying in the middle of the asphalt highway. And of course the channel iron's black, the asphalt's black. It was about 11 o'clock at night. I couldn't see it on the freeway, especially going about 70 mile an hour, and I hit it and it bent the lips on my front rim and of course deflated the tire. This was a 600, so it was quite a light bike, and the soft walls on the front tire were really stiff. So I was able to still, limp it home and order a new rim and tire and stuff and get it in. Now, if that would have been a carbon fiber rim, it would have shattered. Would it have wrecked me? That's something we got to think about too, Carbon fiber rims, those sound amazing, and they probably are, but is it more suited or is it better for track applications than street and real life riding? I don't know. These things happen. Like I said, I hit a piece of steel, couldn't see it. That'd have been a carbon fiber rim. that could have ended very badly for me, especially if it shattered that front wheel at 70 mile an hour. I would have been I might have been slipping and sliding for my life. We don't know. But let's talk about it. And could potentially be a safety issue. In my opinion, it is. Now, I have thought about carbon fiber rims for this, but they're pretty expensive. But, yeah, that makes me nervous, just because I did have an incident, about 15, 20 years ago where I hit a piece of steel on a 600, and it bent the lips really bad on the rim, and I think that would have shattered the carbon. I don't know for sure. I don't know how strong the carbon rims are. I'm only speculating at this point. If you have experience with this and have hit something with a carbon rim, share that feedback with us in the comments below. I'd really like to read it. Those are two main things I wanted to talk about, was stretching the swing arm, also, carbon fiber rims. You know, and of course, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just as much as a hooligan as the next guy. You know, my kids get next to me, you know, one of them wants an S1000RR. You know, if he comes up next to me on the freeway and, you know, wants to challenge Pop, I mean, I'm going to make a pull on him. Yeah, he's gonna beat me, but I'm gonna make a pull on him. But yeah, let me know below about what you think about stretching your bike, what you think about carbon fiber rims, what you think about the, you know, the cliches that all the other sport bike guys like to talk trash about the Hayabusa riders, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, I really want to know. Let's go backwards here because I have an idea. A lot of people ask me, you know, how good is the Busa? You know, how good is that Gen 3 Busa? We always get hung up in the past, you know, whether you're a car guy or a bike guy, we always get hung up in the past. We're faster today, sometimes even with less power, because a lot of technology is going into gearing. If you took the Challenger of today and put it against the Challenger of the 70s, I mean, the Challenger today would, I'm sorry, but factory for factory, it would dust its butt. Technology moves forward, and so it does with the Hayabusa. But I think it is a great addition to the great addition to the Hayabusa legacy with this Gen 3. I think it's a great bike. I think it's redefined. I think it's beautiful. I think it handles fantastic. I mean, even with some counter steering, I mean, this is a 600-pound bike with a 300-pound rider. So we're 1,000 pounds. As you can see, it flips pretty nicely. Here, we'll do a little pull on right here, and I'll show you. She is no punk, okay? I mean, it's just an absolute beast. To me, it's a sharper tool than the last one, okay? That's about the best way I can describe it. She's sharper. She's redefined. She's sharper. She's dangerous. I mean, Suzuki claims that this bike, and they've even showed the videos, that this Gen 3 will beat the Gen 1 and Gen 2s on the track. That it is faster. So, what do you guys think? I mean, you think it's all marketing, clever marketing? But I can tell you that this is an amazing bike. I mean, she's just an amazing bike, and you can't take anything from her. Hang on here. I think that it's a sharper tool in the drawer, man. I really do. She's just so spunky.
Give it to me like.
You see the lift control came on. It was coming up. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with this bike. I will stand by that. I mean, what do you guys think about, you know, if you have the Gen 3, you know, how do you rate the performance versus the previous models, the previous generations? I mean, are you satisfied with what Suzuki has done with this bike and this motor? For me, for the most part, I am. I think that, honestly, I want to get it flashed by more. Not so much for the power. I want to get it flashed so he can lower the temperature of the bike, because I'm sure if you guys are riding, the frame on this thing gets extremely hot and it will burn you through your pants. And I would like to get that down a little bit. I would like to get it down. She's walking the dog a little bit. Come on, people. We had some weather last night, so there's a lot of debris on the road. Yeah, leave a comment below. let me know how you feel about the Gen 3, its performance and overall handling and stuff. And you know, what kind of rider are you guys? You guys are, you know, go out here and lay it down in the corners and drag a knee or maybe an elbow? Or you're a straight line guy? Be honest with you, I'm more of a straight line guy in my older age. I just don't trust myself and the tires as much as I used to. Alright. You know, what do you guys think about the exhaust on the Gen 3? It's definitely quiet, and I like the fact that I can come by here and I'm incognito. The cops don't hear me, you know. And if I'm trying to like stay quiet, you know, if I've been out acting a fool and I know the cops are out looking, you know, I can get out of the way, you know, without them hearing me, which is, you know, I think a big advantage. You don't get harassed. But at the same time, I think that loud exhaust is safe on the freeway, you know, on the highways or whatever. Let people know you're there, because this bike is very stealthy. A lot of time drivers don't know that I'm there. So, but yeah, it's very quiet. But I can be honest with you, I think that it has a great exhaust note though. I mean, when you're on it, it's got a really nice exhaust note. It's just not loud. And I appreciate that. I appreciate still hearing the exhaust note, but yet being stealthy, you know. I don't know about you guys, man, but I've had to tiptoe out of some areas because I know the cops are coming. And you know, and on my previous bikes, they were a lot louder. You know, my last bike had the Yoshimura, and it was loud. Of course, it's not like a Brock's Performance by nothing, or by no means, by nothing. What the hell is that? By no means, but definitely, you know, still loud, had a good exhaust note. And you could, I mean, cops could roll the windows down and they could hear me the next street over or something. So, I don't know. Me personally, I kind of like the stealthiness of it. I don't like the idea that they can't hear me on the freeway. So I have to be a lot more defensive in that aspect of it. But I do appreciate the stealthiness. I do appreciate the exhaust note that it puts out. So let's get her up here on the freeway, because woohoo! Got a lot of traffic here, guys. Open air. When you get out in the open like this in fresh air, it's rock steady, sets down on the ground. I mean, I feel like I could corner at 200 mile an hour on this bike. It just feels rock solid, and the suspension just floats, just eats everything up. It truly is the Cadillac of the sports bikes. I mean, this is the Denali, the Escalade, you know, whatever. This is it. It's such a fun motorcycle, such a comfortable motorcycle. You know, I got the 1.5-inch bar raisers here, and as you can see, you know, I'm sitting up pretty good. I'm sitting up very nicely. You can still tuck if I need to tuck, but yeah, not bad. And the 1.5-inch drop pegs make it very nice as well. Opens up my legs, let that, you know, blood flow, since my circulation ain't what it used to be when I was in my 20s. But yeah, this is a fun bike, comfortable bike. I've never been in love with a motorcycle more than I am with this one. Guys, I hope you can tell I am very biased. You couldn't give me another bike. I'll keep my Hayabusa. It's all I'll ever need. And it's not a hard bike to ride. It really, really isn't. I'll be honest with you. This Gen 3, and you guys can let me know, you know, what your experiences are with it, but this Gen 3 almost feels like a beginner bike. I mean, it's so timid and so predictable. That's the word, it's predictable. And it just doesn't, it doesn't misbehave. And it's crazy that we're saying this about a 1340cc bike, you know, especially one that has made its reputation off of being, you know, it was at one time the world's fastest motorcycle. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments below what you think. Am I just talking out of my butt? I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you guys strongly disagree with me? Let me know. I want to know these things. All right, we're gonna turn around up here because I don't have much time. It's 2 o'clock. The weather was at thunderstorms at 3, so I really don't want to get caught out in the open. I'm not prepared for it. I like this helmet because it's very lightweight, and I can really see, you know, looking upwards. My HJC, I can't. It makes it hard and difficult for me to see the traffic lights. But this one's really nice, and it's lighter weight, but it seems to be pretty windy. A lot of wind noise in it though. And this is a $500 helmet, so on a working man's budget like mine, that's a fairly, you know, significant investment for me anyway, guys. Sorry, I don't make big money. All right, well, I'd make more money if I wouldn't spend as much as I do on bull BS. Like buying brand new motorcycles and crap. But hey, I love it. But yeah, this was my last go around, and that's why I chose the Hayabusa over the other bikes. This having a lower seat height, you know, factory than most other bikes, and also, you know, how plush of a ride it is, how smooth it is. I knew it would be very favorable to my back, and that's why I chose what I chose. Not to mention, it's kind of my dream bike, you know. I've always wanted a brand new Hayabusa since my very first GSXR 600. Well, I'll be honest with you, my first bike was a GSX 500E. I think that's what it was. That was a pretty good bike, man. Believe it or not, it was pretty spunky for a 500. And then, of course, my next one was a GSXR 600. Then I had a Yamaha VMAX. I just kind of went crazy from there, and bought V-Rod and street glides and night trains from Harley. Also, I would like to point out that in my instructional videos, I did one about setting the cruise control on the Hayabusa, and I made a mistake, and I want to correct that in this video. I said that you had to hit set twice. That's incorrect. You only have to hit it one time. So you hit this button here, your cruise control button, you'll see this down here change. So I'm gonna hit it now. Boom. You see that turn green? Now it's just waiting, okay? So I'm gonna go to 80 right here, and I'm gonna hit set right here. So I hit set. That's it. One time. That's all it takes. It's one time. And as you can see, it's cruise controlling. You know, I'm just crossing my hands on the tank and letting it roll. If you want to cancel it, you can hit the button. You can tap the brake. Many different ways to cancel it. But yeah, that was a mistake that I made on my part when I made the video, and I wanted to clarify that up for you guys, that you only have to hit it once. My apologies for that. I will re-record that video in the future and correct that mistake. I don't want to get roasted later. But just know that I did catch that mistake, and I will correct it. But that's, you only have to hit set once, not twice. So I will show you guys that you can make adjustments on the fly when you're riding. It's just not quite as easy and simplified as going through the menus to do it. It's kind of a quick menu, okay? But that's something that's coming. That's something that's coming. But yeah, I mean, anything you guys want to talk about, let's talk about it. I'm down. I'm thinking about doing maybe a once a week, you know, either ride to work with me or ride home with me type thing. That way I can put out some content maybe in the middle of the week. That'd be cool. Alright guys, so here we go. Going home before that weather gets in here. Going home. It's getting kind of dark. Now, I know you see me reach down and grab that clutch. I always clutch first to second because it just, man, I'm telling you, it'll snap your neck. You know, but, you know, not using it now. See, it's just smooth as can be any other gear. But boy, that first to second, it will snatch you. I don't care almost what RPM you shift it at. It's just not very good first to second. But anyway, it definitely herky-jerky from first to second, but after that, see, it's just smooth as can be. I don't have to touch it after that, but I do clutch it from first to second. It's just personal preference for me. So it's a pretty day. It's comfortable. It's 82 degrees. It was like 96 yesterday, guys. Whew. Just sticky, and I rode a little bit yesterday trying to do some testing, and it just burnt me up, I'm gonna tell you. Just burnt me up. Do me a favor, and if you're on Instagram, please go over to Instagram. I just started it. I'm gonna start uploading pictures to that, but you know, find me on Instagram, Busa Depot, and subscribe or like. You can see here, I'd like to try to build that side of it as well. Oh yeah, putting in the work on a Sunday. Sorry, brother. I'm a lazy tricksy hobbit. I don't want to do anything on Sunday. This is about all I want to do. I want to ride. All right. I wasn't quite in the friction zone of the clutch right there. Well, this is the end of our ride. So till next time, Be safe, keep it upright, and peace.